Ray and Brad worked together to write my eulogy. Brad and myself worked together to write Ray's eulogy, and of course, Ray and myself worked together to write Brad's eulogy. So I'm going to read Ray's eulogy. Craig, can you go to the next slide? Now, here's the thing. It is nice to feel like we're at Ray's funeral, but I couldn't get into character to really write his eulogy unless I knew the details of his death. So I reached out to an artist. I told him all about Ray, and I said, however you think Ray might die, could you draw it, depict it, so that I can really get an idea for it? You know?
Sure, I know.
So Craig, if you could go to the next slide.
Oh, my new headshot.
So the artist said that you travel so much that you'll probably be in this awful car accident where a Mack truck runs over your midriff, your rib cage shoots out of your back, and R.I.P. Ray.
How many times did you jerk off to this?
If I had drawn it, it'd be a lot more. But Brad and I have prepared Ray's eulogy. Ray has never heard this before, of course. And to my big buddy. We are here to eulogize Raymond, Adolf, Osama, Saddam, Harrington.
My joke.
The surviving members of Funbearable, us, Chuck and Brad, have been hired to eulogize our fallen hero. This giant of a man, this titan of comedy, this King Kong of male Karens. Ray is the answer to the question, can a mammoth man have a micro penis? We won't answer that today out of respect for his unsatisfied wife. To be clear, mammoth does not have to do with his size. Ray was simply a very woolly human being, and like the noble mammoth, is now sadly extinct. Also the weird teeth. Ray leaves behind an extended family that referred to him as the uncle you can't be alone with. If you knew Ray, you knew that he would constantly say, I'm not trying to be egotistical, and I always agreed with him. Regardless of what self-serving, navel-gazing, narcissistic comment he would make after that sentence, he truly never was trying to be egotistical. He was succeeding with flying colors. Ray was an accomplished stand-up comedian who once said, I'd have a female comic open for me over my dead body. Anyway, Chuck and Brad would like you to give it up one more time for Katie Arroyo. Ray wasn't just a meandering comedian. He was also a filmmaker. He directed the documentary Be a Man, which now, 10 years after its release, has a prestigious Rotten Tomatoes rating of title not found, please search again.
That one was good.
Ray is gone, and Hollywood is in shock. They're in shock that someone's passing could affect the future of filmmaking even less than the death of Screech. Ray's next project is in jeopardy. Everyone's asking, now who's going to star in the Harvey Weinstein movie? Steven Spielberg said, we could use prosthetics on another actor to make his appearance as ugly as Weinstein's. But Ray captured the ugly in his soul. They were two peas in a pod, birds of a feather. They were almost the exact same person. The only difference was one of them got caught. Ray's next project is also in jeopardy. Everyone's asking, now who's going to star in the Jeffrey Epstein movie? Martin Scorsese said, no one I know has more experience on that island than Ray Harrington. Ray was on that island for 2 years researching his role as Epstein, living as Epstein, like a true method actor. And we didn't even offer him the part until last month. The following companies have sent in their condolences for the passing of their #1 customer. Gold Bond.
That's a true one.
The Westboro Baptist Church Donation Department.
No, hear me out.
Four Loko.
Wow.
The people who make that horny goat weed you can buy at the gas station. Alex Jones Legal Defense Fund. The company that makes those gigantic remotes for the elderly. And finally, ISIS. That's right, Ray was a customer of ISIS. What was he buying? Per state law, Ray will be buried in a double-wide burial plot. This has nothing to do with his size. It's in order to accommodate his massive ego. Goodbye, Ray. We gain nothing from your death besides the fact that Funbearable's listenership has skyrocketed since we've released episodes without you. We're sure it's a coincidence, regardless of the clear and obvious link between our ratings explosion and your bizarre death. P.S. We want to apologize again to the coroner for the smell. We wish you a speedy recovery.
Chuck and I wrote that in a coffee shop, and there were two guys clearly having a business meeting next to us. And we're like, micro penis. What would go...